A wild month and a wilder party, and now I am pregnant. But who is the father? Opens with Lily recounting the unforgettable night that turned her life upside down. Amidst the glitter and allure of a lavish party, she finds herself in a passionate encounter that leads to an unexpected pregnancy. But with two potential fathers, who could it be? Chapter 1. A wild month and a wilder party, and now I am pregnant, but who is the father?
It was one of those nights, you know, the kind where the stars seem to twinkle with a bit of extra mischief, and the moon hangs low, whispering secrets to anyone daring enough to listen. That's how it started, at least in my mind, as I stand here, staring at the little plus sign on the pregnancy test. It's funny how life can change in just a blink, how a single night can rewrite your entire story. Let's rewind to a month ago. It was March, a time when winter's chill starts to ease its grip and life feels a bit more hopeful. I was at my friend James's place. He's the sort who could throw a party in an empty room and still make it the talk of the town. It was his 30th birthday bash, and true to form, James had outdone himself. His apartment was decked out like some kind of Gatsby-esque fantasy, all shimmer and sparkle. I remember thinking it was a bit over the top, but then, that's James for you. I wasn't in the mood for a party, to be honest. Work had been a drag, and my love life was, well, let's just say it was as barren as a desert. But there I was, dolled up in a dress that was a tad too tight, sipping on some fancy cocktail whose name I couldn't even pronounce, and trying my best to look like I belonged in that sea of glam and glitz. Then he walked in. Alex. I hadn't seen him before, which was odd, considering James's circle was pretty tight-knit. He was the kind of handsome that makes you do a double take, tall, with dark, brooding eyes, and a smile that seemed to hold a world of secrets. We got to talking, and before I knew it, the evening had slipped away into a blur of laughter and whispered confessions. The party swirled around us, a whirlwind of music and dancing bodies, but it all faded into the background. It was like we were the only two people in the world. Alex had this way of listening that made you feel like you were the most interesting person he'd ever met. It was intoxicating. And then there was James. My James. Not in the romantic sense, mind you. We'd been friends since uni, so close that sometimes I wondered if we knew each other too well. He was always there, the steady hand in my often chaotic life. That night, he was the perfect host, charming and attentive, but every so often, our eyes would meet across the room, and something unspoken would pass between us. A question maybe, or a possibility we'd both been too afraid to explore. As the night wore on, the party shifted from wild to something softer, more intimate. People started to drift away, leaving just a handful of us, the diehards, the ones who weren't ready to let go of the magic just yet. We ended up on the rooftop. The city lights sprawled out beneath us like a glittering ocean. I don't remember how it happened, the shift from laughter to silence, from friends to something else. But suddenly, there I was, caught between Alex's magnetic pull and the comfortable familiarity of James. It was a moment suspended in time, a choice hovering in the air like a dare. And then the sun began to rise, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold. It was beautiful, but with its light came the return of reality. The party was over. The magic dissolved. Fast forward to now, a month later, and here I am, holding this little stick that's just upended my world. Pregnant. Me. I can't help but laugh. It's either that or cry, and I'm not much of a crier. But who's the father? Is it Alex, with his enigmatic charm, or James, who's been my rock for so many years? I feel like I'm standing at the edge of a cliff, and the ground is crumbling beneath my feet. There's no going back, only forward into the unknown. And the craziest part of me is excited, terrified but excited. Because this is the start of a story, my story, and I'm the one who gets to write it. So, I guess that's where we begin, huh? With a party, a night of unbridled passion, and a question that's going to change my life. Who is the father of my child? Stick around, and we'll find out together. To be continued.